This is Dan Dicks here reporting for Press for Truth, and what you're looking at here, my friends, is the homepage and website for Palantir, a software company that is developing AI-powered automation for every decision. This company was co-founded by the multi-billionaire Peter Thiel, and as my friend Jason Basler of the Free Thought Project points out, Palantir has just recently locked in a $10 billion Army contract, one of the biggest in the Department of Defense's history. Its software runs through 30-plus federal agencies. Its market cap now tops that of Bank of America and Coca-Cola. The techno-military complex isn't emerging, it's already here. Why is no one sounding the alarm? A very good question when you consider the fact that Palantir is now putting people on the fast track towards the technocratic surveillance state, while at the same time trying to convince you that everything's okay. This is all for your safety and for your protection. Now, one of the main platforms that operates under the Palantir umbrella is called Gotham. This is your software being the weapons system. Decision dominance from space to mud, orchestrating combat power. This is an AI-driven combat superiority where they're exploring defense solutions, such as powering the kill chain. Gotham's targeting offering supports soldiers with an AI-powered kill chain, seamlessly and responsibly integrating target identification and target effector pairing. So today I want to take a look at this article, Inside Palantir, the secretive tech company helping the U.S. government build a massive web of surveillance. Government agencies are contracting with Palantir to correlate disparate pieces of data, promising efficiency, but raising civil liberty concerns. Now, I was one of these people very concerned with this company where a couple of months ago I confronted Peter Thiel about all of this to his face, about Palantir, Jeffrey Epstein, who he met with, and the Big Brother surveillance system that these guys are currently setting up. And if you guys didn't think all of this here wasn't bad enough, check this out as well. Palantir co-founder Peter Thiel is going to be leading a 4-part series on the Antichrist. Coming up later this month, a California nonprofit is set to host an off-the-record lecture series featuring billionaire investor Peter Thiel on the biblical figure of the Antichrist. In fact, not long ago, he went on a podcast where the podcast host asked him, is it possible that the very Antichrist you speak of is, going to be given a platform to emerge on through this Palantir tech that you are setting up? And we'll watch him kind of squirm his way through the answer, as I find it's very revealing about this man we're dealing with, guys. So we're going to be talking about all of this and much more in this video. But really quickly, guys, before we do, I'd ask that you check me out here at this Give, Send, Go campaign where you can help save and protect Press for Truth. Guys, in case you didn't know, I started Press for Truth back in 2006, and after 19 years of doing Press for Truth, it's led to many attacks, whether that be in real life, being surrounded by mobs like Antifa, BLM, feminists, climate activists, or the LGBTQ community, or whether it be from institutions who shadow ban me, block me, or cancel me, simply because I go against the status quo and because I'm interested in pressing for truth. And in case you didn't know, I'm also a one-man show, guys. I do all the research, all the filming, all the editing, all the posting. I run everything on the back end, like my website and the 8 various platforms that I upload my videos to, and I handle all the administrative tasks as well. And I've only ever relied on you, the viewers, to continue doing this work. And I wouldn't want it any other way. So, guys, if you would like to help grow Press for Truth into something that can truly be a thorn in the side of the powers that ought not be, please consider making a contribution, because I simply cannot continue to do this work without you. You can contribute Bitcoin by scanning the code on the screen there, or you can click here on Give, where it will take you to where you can make a contribution. And if you don't like to use Give, Send, Go, guys, you can also check me out at pressfortruth.ca/donate, where you can do PayPal or Subscribestar. You could send an e-transfer to Dan at pressfortruth.ca, or you can send stuff to my P.O. box, guys. Again, links for all of this are located in the description below. Thank you so much to everybody who takes 1 minute today to contribute to my efforts here at Press for Truth. All right, guys, this is the homepage, the website for Palantir, AI-powered automation for every decision. We see here, our software powers real-time AI-driven decisions in critical government and commercial enterprises in the West, from the factory floors to the front lines. And these are the 4 major platforms that operate underneath this umbrella. You got AIP, automate operations from the factory floor to the front lines. Gotham, archive AI-driven combat superiority from space to mud. Foundry, build and manage ontology-powered software with the complete developer platform. And Apollo, autonomously deploy, monitor, and manage software across any environment. There's so much to talk about all of these things, but for the purposes of today's video, I wanted to focus on Gotham in specific, and this article delves deep into it. As we see here, Gotham is an investigative platform built for police, national security agencies, public health departments, and other state clients. Its purpose is deceptively simple. Take whatever data an agency already has, break it down into its smallest components, and then connect the dots. Gotham is not simply a database. It takes fragmented data scattered across various agencies and stored in different formats and transforms it into a unified searchable web. The stakes are very high with Palantir's Gotham platform. The software enables law enforcement and government analysis to connect vast, disparate data sets, build intelligence profiles, and search for individuals based on characteristics as granular as tattoos or immigration statuses. It transforms historically static records, think Department of Motor Vehicle files or police reports, and subpoenaed social media data like location history and private messages, into a fluid web of intelligence and surveillance. These departments and agencies use Palantir's platform to assemble detailed profiles of individuals, mapping their social networks, tracking their movements, identifying their physical characteristics, and reviewing their criminal history. This can involve mapping a suspect's gang members network, using arrest logs and license plate reader data, for example, or flagging individuals in a specific region with a particular immigration status. The efficiency the platform enables is undeniable. For investigators, what once required weeks of cross-checking siloed systems can now be done in hours or less. But by scaling up the government's investigative capacity, Gotham also alters the relationship between the state and the people it governs. Now, this is exactly what I was extremely concerned about when, as I say, I confronted Peter Thiel to his face about all of this. If you haven't seen that one, let's give that a watch. It's just a couple of minutes long. Again, this was a couple months ago in Sweden, at the annual Bilderberg conference, where I had a chance to confront Peter Thiel to his face about all of this. Mr. Thiel, do you have any comments about Palantir's surveillance of the American people, sir? Or any of your connections to Jeffrey Epstein? I think people are rather concerned about that last particular one. You're setting up a Big Brother surveillance system, and people know it, sir. Do you think the American people want this surveillance tech being used against them? He is not happy about these questions, let me tell you. Any comments at all on the Epstein connections? Just militantly looking forward. Meeting with them? Confronting him about meeting with Epstein, the surveillance, Big Brother tech surveillance system that this guy is setting up. People are waking up to what you're doing there, sir. That's why we're here covering this. Yeah, people are waking up to it, and we need more people to be aware of what guys like this are currently building. It's absolutely unbelievable. Here he is going past security in to have a meeting with the Bilderberg group.
Wow, Peter Thiel was booking it. That man picked up the pace. The second the word Epstein came out, it seemed he started getting a little faster. But stone cold Peter Thiel.
Stone cold Peter Thiel.
Of course, co-founded Palantir with Alex Karp, who is still here. And these are the guys who are setting up the Big Brother surveillance system, essentially to track, trace, and database everyone. Not just Americans, you may have heard me say that, but literally everyone. And that's a big reason part of the reason why he is here. There is a lot of heavy kind of tech representation here and military men who are preparing for something. So
Peter Thiel in the house.
Peter Thiel.
Again, that was my confrontation with Peter Thiel to his face. Again, interesting to see him pick up the pace, become absolutely militant, and just focus forward, not answering any of my questions. Because this is exactly how the American people, Canadian people, people all over the world are feeling about what he's doing here. And there's a deeper story here. It isn't just that the government is collecting more data. Again, back to this article. It's that the structure of governance is changing into a model where decision-making is increasingly influenced by what integrated data platforms reveal. In a pre-Gotham era, putting someone under suspicion of wrongdoing might have required specific evidence linked to an event or a witness account. In a Gotham-enabled system, suspicion can stem from patterns in the data, patterns whose importance is defined by proprietary algorithms. This level of data integration means that the government officials can use potential future risks to justify present action. We're talking about pre-crime stuff here, like straight out of Minority Report, the movie. The predictive turn in governance aligns with a broader shift towards what some scholars call preemptive security. It is a logic that can erode traditional legal safeguards that require proof before punishment. So the stakes for democracy are huge. The partnership between Palantir and the federal government raises fundamental questions about accountability in a data-driven state. Who decides how these tools are used? Who can challenge a decision that was made by software, especially if that software is proprietary? Without clear rules and independent oversight, there is a risk that Palantir's technology becomes normalized as a default mode of governance. They could be used not only to track suspected criminals or terrorists, but also, and here's where my concerns came in, to manage migration flows, monitor and suppress protests, and enforce public health measures. The concern is not that these data integration capabilities exist, but that government agencies could use them in ways that undermine civil liberties without public consent. That's specifically what I was kind of drilling him on when I had an opportunity to confront him on all of this, again, to his face. Once put in use, such systems are hard to dismantle. They create new expectations for speed and efficiency in law enforcement, making it politically costly to revert to slower, more manual processes. That inertia can lock in not only the technology, but also the expanded scope of the surveillance that it enables. So just wrapping it up here, as Palantir deepens its government partnerships, the issue is technology goes beyond questions of cost or efficiency. There are civil liberty implications and the potential for abuse. Will strong legal safeguards and transparent oversight constrain these tools for integrated data analysis? The answer is likely to depend on political will as much as technical design. Ultimately, Palantir's Gotham is more than just software. It represents how modern governance might function through data, connections, and continuous monitoring and control. The decisions made about its use today are likely to shape the balance between security and freedom for decades to come. So I'd like to put a link to this full article. You can read it for yourself in the description below. Also, guys, I would encourage you to check out my friend James Corbett's report on this, Palantir versus the World. What does Palantir actually do? And this is a Substack written by James Corbett. It provides all sorts of links looking into what exactly is Palantir, how did Palantir manage to conquer the world. Another well-linked article written by James Corbett talking about what they do, their panoptic surveillance of absolutely everyone, as I said in that confrontation, not just Americans, but everyone. Talking about their, pre-crime capabilities through utilizing their AI weapons systems that they're currently developing with the Pentagon and others. Genomic surveillance is something we all have to deal with here as well. Optimizing wage slavery and the connections between Palantir and Trump, who Peter Thiel has been behind, for a very, very long time. So again, I'd strongly encourage you to check this out. I'll put a link to this in the description below as well. And check out my friend Jason Basler's Free Thought Project as well. If you just use the search feature and you put in Palantir, you're going to find dozens and dozens of articles that are going to explain to you why you should be concerned about Peter Thiel's Palantir and what they're building here. And speaking of being concerned, again, guys, check this out. Coming up later this month, Palantir co-founder Peter Thiel to lead a 4-part series on the Antichrist. Thiel, 57, will offer his thoughts on how his Christian faith informs his understanding of the world, including the areas of theology, history, literature, and politics of the Antichrist, as part of a 4-part lecture series at the Commonwealth Club in San Francisco, according to a flyer for the event, scheduled for September 15th, September 22nd, 29th, and October 6th. Thiel's lecture will explore the theological and technological dimensions of the Antichrist. Unbelievable that we have this tech multi-billionaire even discussing biblical topics like the Antichrist. And as I was pointing out earlier, he recently went on a podcast where the host basically challenged him about setting up Palantir, which he suggests could be a vehicle for, the actual Antichrist to be able to appear. And let's just listen to Peter Thiel squirm his way through answering that question.
Well, you're an investor in AI. You're deeply invested in Palantir, in military technology, in technologies of surveillance, in technologies of warfare, and so on, right? And it just seems to me that when you tell me a story about the Antichrist coming to power and using the fear of technological change to sort of impose order on the world, I feel like that Antichrist would maybe be using the tools that you were building, right? Like, wouldn't the Antichrist be like, great, we're not going to have any more technological progress, but I really like what Palantir has done so far, right?
Yeah,
isn't that a concern? Wouldn't that be the irony of history would be that the man publicly worrying about the Antichrist accidentally hastens his or her arrival?
Well done. Listen to this.
There are all these different scenarios. I obviously don't think that that's what I'm doing.
To be clear, I don't think that's what you're doing either. I'm just interested in how you get to a world willing to submit to permanent authoritarian rule.
Well, but again, there are these different gradations of this we can describe. But is this so preposterous, what I've just told you, as a broad account of the stagnation that the entire world has submitted for 50 years to peace and safetyism? This is 1 Thessalonians 5:3. The slogan of the Antichrist is peace and safety.
Quoting the Bible, that the slogan of the Antichrist is peace and safety. And he's absolutely right about that part, but it's interesting to see him kind of stumble his way through this, host asking him, don't you think the systems that you are setting up could facilitate this Antichrist that you're apparently going to warn us about? Again, he's going to be doing this later this month, September 15th, 22nd, 29th, and October 6th. So I'm going to continue to pay attention to his discussions about the Antichrist coming from a guy like Peter Thiel. That's just very fascinating that he's even publicly talking about such a thing. So I'm going to continue to pay attention to that. But for today, I just wanted to bring to your attention his company Palantir here, specifically, the Gotham system that is being built under the Palantir umbrella and how it's being used to track, trace, and database absolutely everybody, not just people the Army is interested in, but anybody who goes against the status quo. So just wanted to bring all of that to your attention, guys. Once again, if you do appreciate my efforts to do so, don't forget to check me out here at this Give, Send, Go campaign or at pressfortruth.ca/donate. Again, links for all of this are going to be located in the description below. So that's all for today, guys. Please click that thumbs up button. Make sure you share this video. And stay tuned, guys. I'm going to have more video reports coming soon, God willing. This is Dan Dicks reporting for Press for Truth. We all want truth. The truth will set you free.